Oh, that's good. I like this. Woo, I'm off.
Hi, we're Ian and Julie. Follow us on our tiny homestead and our debt-free project of a lifetime, the building of our shipping container home here in the Pyrenees, and all of this alongside our full-time jobs.
Good morning. Well, I'm back at the build plot, the off-grid plot, where we're building the garage and soon, hopefully, our house. Julie is still at our current home, which, as you know, we run a cycling business during the summer, and she's just dealing with the clients, getting rid of all their breakfast stuff, getting them on the road, because we have people stay at our place in between tours, so they basically just go off on the road on their own in the day. I give them routes and they follow them, come back, and then Julie does all the evening meals as well. So we've got a couple of days this week spare, but on Saturday coming, a couple of days time, we're back on the road on our trip across the Pyrenees. So hopefully we'll take you on some of that and show you where we actually go in the Pyrenees itself. So today we are getting on with some of the siding wood that we've had here for a couple of months now, so it's totally dried out. We're going to get all that planed up and prepared so we can get back from the Pyrenees tour and start getting that back on the side of the actual garage itself. So we're pretty excited about finishing the exterior of this garage, because then there's lots of preparation work for the house. We've got some exciting news about that coming up, so stay tuned for that. But I'm just waiting for Julie. She'll be arriving soon on her new steed. Right, let's get on. Right, I've got my planing setup done. So down there, the dust extractor, the little Dewalt planer sitting on the bench, and all connected up to my main socket. My EcoFlow, which is in the main distribution room, and that's been running now for several weeks. It's only at 28% at the moment, but yesterday it charged up to 100%. So I'm not sure exactly what is drawing the most power, because I've only got this Wi-Fi unit connected to it. This light's normally always off. So these are the planks. All Douglas fir, around sort of 19 mil thick at the moment. So it all varies because it was all just rough cut timber, because we've had them cut at different lengths, because here is probably the highest length, about 3 meters. But the smaller sides here are only about 2.5. So instead of having a lot of wastage like this, all of these cut-offs, I asked the sawmill basically to cut off 2.5, 3s, and I think 4 meter lengths for the gable ends. Oh, I think that's Julie coming. Here she comes.
It's mine! Oh, I want this. Oh, it's too much fun. Oh, that was such good fun. Big shout out to geekbuying.com. They sent us this bike, and it's the M8 electric bike. It doesn't look like a bike, it's like a little chunky motorbike. Oh, it's such good fun. I've just come from home to meet Ian here, and I was doing 45 kilometers an hour, no problem. Oh, it's brilliant.
As Julie said, we are really chuffed to bits to have this sent to us by geekbuying.com. I'll put all the links in the description to this bike, and if you click on that link, it goes to an affiliate link, and it just helps support the channel a little bit. Anyway, this is a Riding Times M8 electric bike. 500 watts of power from a hub mounted motor just here. Now it is an assisted bike, although you only have to pedal once and you take off as if there's it's a bit scary to begin with. Most electric bikes we've used, like the Solex that Julie rides, you have to keep pedaling and it keeps assisting you. This, you pedal once and you're off, so it's really a little bit of a moped. But it's got mechanical disc brakes, so these are cable brakes, not hydraulic, so there's a little bit of softness on them, but it stops you dead. They're pretty good brakes. It has 7-speed Shimano gears, which are pretty good, although I've just left it in the hardest gear here down the bottom, just to pedal up the very, very steep hills. These Chow Yang very chunky tyres, and it actually says moped just here. Full rear suspension as well as full front suspension, but that is adjustable, but I'm not sure how much adjustment there is, but it's pretty good. And when you do come to a brake, this thing does really push forward like that. The gear changes are up here, little Shimano, like mountain bike, cis gears, index gears. And here is the accelerator, just like I assume any moped. We're not really motorbike riders. On the other side, on the handlebars, you've got the little indicator screen here, which gives you your speed, your odometer, and you click on this bottom one to give you the level of assistance. So far, we haven't come out at number 5. On the left-hand handlebar, you have lights, indicators, which is just ridiculous, and the little horn. So the uses we will get out of this is exactly what you just saw Julie coming from the house. We'll have this here, so whenever we forget anything, we can just pop back to the house and collect it. Especially if the car, our electric car here, is on charge at the top there. It's a pain disconnecting it all the time, just to pop back to get snacks or the odd screwdriver, etc. Also, as part of our cycling business, this will be really useful for our clients. After a long day out on the bike, they can come back, shower up, get their normal clothes on, and then if they need anything from the supermarket, they can just jump on this, not get all sweated up again, go to the supermarket, get all their nibbles and their snacks, and come back. So let's see how this goes off-road. Ah! Pretty good fun. So we really want to thank geekbuying.com for sending this M8 electric bike. It is fantastic, and as I said, we'll put the link in the description. It's really, really reasonable as well. So we're chuffed to bits with it. So thank you again. Right, now let's get on with this planing. I'm not sure this is going to work here. That was EcoFlow just dying, and we've done 2 planks. I don't know whether there's something wrong with this Dewalt planer. It's not pulling them through. We're having to really struggle, and even when I put it just at the slightest cut, it's still not going through.
Yeah, it was smoother last time. I just wonder if it's the powerage.
Yeah.
Might have to set up again in the barn.
And move all this wood back to the barn. Back at the house. Oh dear.
Yeah, we'll do a few. We'll do it.
We'll try a bit more. We're going to change over the EcoFlow and see how it goes. So I'm thinking these blades have had it. It's leaving a big groove on the wood, and it's matching up. I can feel the grooves on both blades. They're not great. We bought this second hand. I didn't really check the blades, and it did all the rest of the siding okay, but I'm thinking they've had it. These are the rollers that are supposed to take the wood, so the wood's supposed to run through, but we're really pushing against these ones here, and it's just grooving them out instead of smoothing. You can sort of see, I think you can see there. So I think it's time to buy a new set, get those on order, and then I'll replace those. So in the meantime, we might try and get some of this.
Fascia up.
Yeah, we'll try it because we can do it on the front because we finished all the siding on the front here. So I might try and get this corner on as well, just so the front is a little finished. And we just had a call from the garage fabricator, and we ordered some internal panels.
On the side here of the garage, all we have is the external metal cladding, so there's no insulation at all. We've decided against boarding it and putting insulation in, so we went ahead and ordered sandwich insulated panels, they look very similar to what we've actually put on the roof of the garage, so it should all look the same and in keeping it look tidy, smart. Right then, we can go and get those and get this front trim finished. Merci.
There's my mark. So I've got to cut this one out so it goes around this carport entrance. Right, I bought these snippers. There's a set of 3 for left-hand cuts, right-hand cuts and straight-on cuts. So let's see how this is going to work. This is the first time. Might actually just come up here and try a cut first. Right, I've just tried all 3 as test cuts, and it looks like this is the one. That should be fine, I think. And I also want to trim it from this way. Oh, not the greatest of straight lines, but it'll be up high. There. So I've done it like this. It might look a bit silly, but the big fascia is going to come down here, and this strip here covers this joint onto that one. So I think because the other side, the corner's going right up to the gable, the sub fascia as well, I'm going to try it like that, and if it does look silly I can always trim it across there, but I think that might be the way to go.
I get my favourite job as normal. Remove the plastic. Oh, it's a horrible job. I think the hardest part of this trim is actually getting this stuff off. Oof, horrible job. Right, let's get this up, Righty.
You pass me up the various bits, and oh no, we're going to put a bead of sealant down, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
So just a tiny bead. You left plastic.
One thing, this one being black, at least you can see where you put it.
That. Right, I'll put it up and then you pass me the screws and my ratchet. Just trying to line up my bolts so everything looks neat. Just going to measure every 60 just to get some consistency. Grey pencil on grey trim. It's quite hard. So what I found, this front section is all okay. The screws just go straight through into wood, but on the other side it goes through the siding and then hits the I-beam, so it pushes it out. So what I'm doing is just making the hole through the metal trim and then trimming off these screws to length so they just go into the siding and stop before hitting the metal beam.
Oops.
Yeah, that's plenty big enough there, isn't it?
Oh gosh, yeah. Oof.
So this is the top of the roof here, basically the gable end, where I've put all this bitumen tape. A little bit's just come off there. But now I've got to put on the actual fascia, which is comes over there, across, and then down, covering this Douglas fir subfascia. But to put it on correctly, I need to just take these bolts off, which are holding the roof panels on. So this is a 4-meter section. So I've just got to get 1, 2, 3 bolts out, and then Julie, hopefully, will pass it up to me. I'm just cutting some of this spare butyl tape here, just to go over the holes and a few places where it's just sort of come away. It's been on here for quite some time. I mean, it's not going to get any water underneath there, but just peace of mind. Stop. Okay. You slide down. Keep going down. All right. Go forward. You all right? Hold on. All right. You slowly push it up. You got it?
Yeah. I could do it being a bit higher, couldn't I?
Okay. Let go.
Am I okay to
Let
let go?
go. Mind out the way, just in case it falls.
Oh yeah, don't we go shooting off? You've gone beyond your
I know,
4
but I've got to
metre.
get it underneath this.
Okay.
It's a bit difficult to film up here, but I'm just going to try and cut this part of the ridge cap across and along here. So when this one then slides up underneath, this will just rest on top. Well, I've got this fascia strip on now. It finishes just here, but we don't have enough time this afternoon to finish it off and come back in the morning and get this last strip on here. I think that's probably as much as we can do within this 2 days we've got in between work. So we'll get this piece on here measured off and cut, but it seems to be going all right. On my way home. Oh, it's a great little machine. Ah!
Juste là, regardez, ils arrivent avec la...
Hi there, welcome back. Next day, you saw us yesterday putting on this bit of fascia. We've just got the 2 end bits to do.
And this week we've had a bit of fun as well earlier in the week because Tour de France came through the Pyrenees. So we spent a few days earlier this week chasing the Tour, and now we've got a few days to ourselves, and this is our last day before we hit the road again at the weekend for another tour.
Just putting a bit of sealant in these little grooves out that I had to cut out to get around the metal. There's one there and there's just one just up here. Nothing can get in, but it's just, again, I'm not going to be able to get to this afterwards. Payback time for using her sieve. She's using my best Facom long nose pliers.
Oh, am I? Ooh. I've got a wet wipe.
Got to be careful, because yesterday I dislocated this finger here from this knuckle, so I can hardly use it at the moment. That's from those cutters. Many years ago, Julie damaged it with a hole saw.
Not intentionally.
It's never recovered, so it's a bit painful. Do I have to do 10 or do you think 5? The shorter the better. 10. I'll do 53.5. Because I can't see the ridge. So that's not just into the roofing, that goes directly down into the steel purling below. Well, that's that one section in, so I've just got the other side to do to finish off the front. But I've not put too many fixings in, just every sort of 50 centimeters or so, and it's pretty solid. On the top I've just used the existing fixings so I don't have to pierce any more holes through the roof.
Ian's found using his angle grinders much better for cutting the metal, and especially since he hurt himself yesterday. But it worked out fine, didn't it, on the 1 foot top? So we're going to do that again now for this other end piece, and hopefully it turns out okay.
So this is where I'm planting this sort of furring strip, just so the corner has something to basically adhere to, because I've got this top subfascia which is sticking out. I just trimmed this side panel because, as I said, we're slightly off angle, but not too much, and with this corner strip it'll hide it all. This fairing strip will be all sealed up anyway with the corner steel, but it's best to get some good protection on and seal all the joints.
All done.
Into the centre, I think. Centre or slightly up? No, slightly up. 15. There.
Right, we need a little bit of help from you guys. We don't know how to finish this trim. Ian wants to square it off, but I'm in favour of leaving it as it is, but we don't know. Please put some comments below and let us help decide what to do with this. Thank you.
Well, that was a quick couple of days. We're going to leave it there for this video. We managed to get all that fascia trim up. I've got a little bit of thing where where the joint is. I've got to figure that out. And when I asked the fabricator, they don't have anything that can do it. He just said put some spray foam in there, trim it down and paint it grey. So I've got to look at that. I've got to figure it out. Also for the waterproofing, I'll probably just get a bit more butyl tape, a black strip, and make it all neat. Anyway, that's in a future video. So we're off on a tour.
Yeah, time to get back, get the vans ready, and we're on the road again for another tour from the Atlantic coast to the Med. And after that one, we're back here and we can get cracking. And
lots to do outside.
yes, lots planned.
We've got the whole of August we can be here, and yeah, we've got gabions to put in, walls to build.
The list to do is growing. Every week it's growing. But don't forget, please, we do need some feedback how to finish these ends, whether to keep them pointed or whether to go straight. So let us know what you think before Ian starts cutting them off.
Right, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
And thumbs up and hit that subscribe. It really helps the channel.
Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.